obviously means that this is the Battery Baseball Podcast. This is now our second episode since we started using a different platform. I am Cody.
And I am Ricky.
One day we're going to trick you guys. We're going to do that in reverse.
One day he's going to say Ricky and I'm going to say Cody. And you guys are going to be like, oh my God, they changed places.
Anyways, it's late. We have a shorter show today.
Well, it's supposed to be
potentially shorter.
Yeah.
Just based on topics that we came up with for this week's episode.
We can get on the roll and start talking.
Yeah, we have a tendency to do that. But we're going to go ahead and jump into it. You want to go ahead and start with the Cubs?
I would love to start with the Cubs.
That's what you've been harping on all week?
That's my biggest thing.
All right. How do you want to start that conversation then?
What are they now? 18-5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they were... In the last episode we did I pick them to win the World Series? I think I did.
I don't know if we got as far as full out World Series winners. I know we picked division winners though.
Okay, well I'm saying it now. I'm picking them to win the World Series. I'm picking them to beat the Giants because it is an even year. You can't really count them out. Hey, the Giants might beat them, but the Cubs are looking amazing, and it's not only the 8 that they put behind whichever pitcher they have going this year that's doing absolutely amazing. But I talked to you about it yesterday. Chris Bryant goes down. You got Javier Baez right behind him, who I found out the other day has played all 4 infield spots, and he's played left just this season alone.
I know last year he got some run in center, so that's another outfield spot he's covered.
I mean, he can do whatever.
Yeah,
he can do whatever. Then Miguel Montero goes down. David Ross comes up. First game that he's like their starting catcher, hits a absolute tank. Okay,
yeah, which I still need to watch. I forgot to watch it before we started recording.
And guess who they brought up to back him up? Did you hear about that?
No, when you told me the guy that played for the Dodgers,
it's Tim Fedorovich.
Oh, okay. All right.
A guy that's been in the...
He's been around for a while, but
I mean,
that's depth.
That's a very formidable backup.
Yeah, that's depth. And I remember hearing a lot about him when he was just a prospect.
So you got them. You got Tommy La Stella coming off the bench, who is having a really good year so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like they don't rebuild, or it's no ebbs and flows throughout their entire roster, it seems like.
Because everybody plays more than one position.
And everybody is
talked
good
about that
at
last
those
week.
positions.
I think that was the reason we both picked the Cubs to win their division, is because they have just about everybody except for Anthony Rizzo has a secondary position or multiple secondary positions.
Or can play pretty much anywhere, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean...
Depth is going to be key for them this year.
Dexter Fowler, I'm pretty sure he can play all 3 outfield spots.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Hayward, pretty sure he can play all 3.
We know he can play center and right.
Yeah.
As Braves fans, we saw him play center and right. He never had to play left because, we had someone playing there. We had Justin Upton. We had Martin Prado there. I
mean, let's not forget, they lost Kyle Schwarber for the season early.
Mm-hmm.
And they never skipped a beat. You know what I mean?
And it doesn't look like they're going to. That's a huge bat to lose.
Matt Caesar.
Yeah. Grand Slam.
Mean, it's just like, guys, come on.
And I'm sure he can play at least the 2 corner outfield spots if need be. So
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not even fair.
It's not. The National League is, barring some playoff miracle from the Giants because it's an even year, you're absolutely right. They should be Vegas favorites. They should be the sensible person's favorite. Anybody that watches baseball should see that they've got the National League at least locked up.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in a World Series just because of the atmosphere and everything. So
yeah, no, anything can happen. But I'll say it like this: if they didn't make the World Series, if I was in that organization and we did not make the World Series, it'd be a disappointing year with what they've got, what they've shown so far. because we're not a week into the season anymore.
No, we're almost a month into it. I mean, it's full bore now. I mean, the season is underway and it's not slowing down anytime soon. You're only going to get more baseball from now until October, so.
And they just aren't slowing down, man.
No.
They are. It seems like they're almost getting better.
And as long as they don't have any catastrophic injuries for the rest of the year to other key parts, say Jason goes down, knock on wood, or
I think the only injury that would hurt them, honestly, is an injury to their rotation.
Or Riz. Well, no, because like you said, every position player except for Riz, we've seen play somewhere else.
Throw Javier Baez at first.
Yeah,
I saw him play first the other day.
Anybody that, as long as their rotation stays healthy and Jake Arrieta continues to be dominant, 16-0 run he's on right now?
Something like that, man.
Yeah, I think, he's got some crazy streak going. His ERA is ridiculous. He gave up his first run the other day for the first time in
Wrigley.
Yeah, in so many innings, so.
52 2/3, I think it was.
Yeah, because he was chasing down Bob Gibson's record or something. But yeah, he's clearly the most dominant pitcher in the league. And that's not knocking guys like Clayton Kershaw or
not at
Clayton
all.
Kershaw, because
that's the only Mad Bum.
Yeah, those are the only two clear-cut dominant pitchers we've seen. Oh, Jose Fernandez.
Oh my God! How do we? Yeah,
there's more than just a handful, but
but Jake Arrieta is definitely in that top tier now.
He is definitely which I don't know. I really I like the Cubs to definitely win the National League pennant this year. I don't think that there will be 3 teams from the NL Central in the playoffs this year.
No, I don't see the Reds making it.
Well, you guys think
Pirates St. Louis and Pirates. I don't know.
The Pirates seem to be playing well, so
that's what I'm saying. And the Cardinals, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, but the Cardinals, they don't have. I feel like they're not as good as they were last year. They lost Jason Hayward, who had his highest career batting average last year.
He did.
So I don't see them winning 100 games. I see the Cubs winning 110 at the pace that they're on.
That's the thing. You want to know what's crazy? The Cubs are on this run. Jay Hayes hitting low 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Rizzo's hitting low 2s.
Mm-hmm.
I think Addison Russell is down there. These guys aren't even hitting yet, and they're still putting up 6-7 runs a game.
When you play the Braves early in the season, it's pretty easy to do that, you know?
Yeah, but they're not just...
No, they haven't just beat the Braves, but I'm just saying it hasn't hurt them. That's who strolled into town this week.
No,
but
it definitely didn't hurt.
You're 100% right on about the Cubs, and it's something you've been wanting to talk about for a while, so I figured we'd lead the show off with that.
And I appreciate it.
Lead off. See, another baseball term. Look at that. We're all baseball here.
But just real quick, because like I told you also, it's a conversation me and my dad were having. I really just want to know what other people think about it. What do you see Jason Hayward becoming as a baseball player? Like, what do you think he is?
I think he is a physical specimen, number one. What did we figure out? 6'5"?
6'5", 240.
Yeah, he's huge. He doesn't look it though.
He doesn't,
because we discussed that. Yeah. So he's definitely got the build to be uber athletic, which he is. He runs well. He's got a cannon. I see Jason Hayward. Like, we talking when his career is done and everything?
I was more so just talking about from the offensive side.
Oh,
I don't see his defensive.
Yeah,
like we've seen that. Yeah, it's not going to get any better because it's already
elite.
Yeah. So, what do you see from him offensively?
Like a 270 hitter who can give you 15 to 20 home runs every year, but can also steal 20, 25 bags. Can have double-digit doubles. Close to 10 triples a year, especially in Wrigley. I mean, there's gaps, and the gaps at Wrigley are shaped weird. So
yeah. So
if he puts one in those, we know he can run real well. So
for a while.
He can definitely produce for you and be a formidable offensive threat. But I don't know that he'll be I don't know that he'll be the power hitter that everybody thought he would be when he was in the minors.
Right.
And I think maybe he's realized that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he tries to be that anymore. I think when he first got called up, we had all these high expectations for him here in Atlanta.
I mean, his first at bat, he hits a home run.
Yeah, the first swing he ever took was a home
shot.
Run. Was,
you know what I mean? Like, it was a ridiculous shot.
I don't know what's going on with the computer. It's being stupid. Luckily, it kept recording. But, yeah, I don't think that he'll be the power threat that maybe scouts and analysts thought he was going to be when he was first drafted and brought up through the Braves system. But as far as just consistent top of the order, bottom third of the order, he'll definitely provide production from there. We saw him as a leadoff hitter in Atlanta. I doubt they'll use him as a leadoff hitter in Chicago with Dexter Fowler. Dexter Fowler's more of your prototypical leadoff guy.
Right.
So maybe he won't stay at the top forever. Where is J.A. hitting in that lineup?
Second.
Is he hitting second?
Okay. He's hitting second.
That's what I figured. But, yeah, I definitely see him as like a 270 career average. We're talking close to 200 home runs in his career if he stays healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, someone that'll give you 15 to 20 home runs a year. He's gonna hit his stride. He does it every year. He did it. He started slow last year. We've seen him start slow in Atlanta.
He's kind of a middle of the season kind of guy.
Yeah, as the weather gets hot, so does J.A. So we'll see more out of him this year, and I'm pretty excited for the rest of his career. I wish he was still in Atlanta, but we know that the front office doesn't really know what they're doing anymore. But I have lost all faith in the Atlanta Braves front office.
But I agree with you on everything you said. But my dad is one of those guys that thinks that J.A., as big as he is, should be hitting 25 homers a year, 25, 30 homers a year. You know, I told him, I was like, I see J.A. as a 270, 280 guy who can give you 15, 20 homers and still 25 bags.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he'll get on base enough.
And in that lineup, that's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
He's got Riz and Chris Bryant hitting behind him.
We talked about players kind of learning their roles a couple seasons ago with Jordan Schaefer in Atlanta.
Right.
Where he kind of had lofty expectations when he first got called up. And his first 2 games, he had home runs in.
Right. And he kind of got...
So he had those expectations of being a power center fielder.
Right.
And that's not what Jordan Schaefer was. He ended up... That last season he was here in Atlanta, he learned he was a bench bat with some speed, with great speed actually.
Yeah.
And that's what he gave to us. If he got on base or was a pinch runner, he was there to steal or go from first to third. There was a bloop single. I remember Justin Upton hit it,
and he scored from first.
He scored from first on it to walk it off. So yeah, it's all about learning your role as a player, and Jason's learned his.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
Yeah, and for the next 8 years, well, I think there's 5 before the opt out. Before he has the opt out option.
Right.
That we'll see him grow into a role there in Chicago, and that lineup obviously isn't going anywhere because you've got all those guys that are still young and under team control,
not arbitration, but their rookie contracts.
Yeah, and they won't reach arbitration for a couple years, so
that team's going to be the same.
Yeah, and relatively cheap. I don't know exactly what the payroll looks like in Chicago.
I know they're not paying big bucks.
But I think Riz...
I know John Lester is getting good money. I think Riz is getting good money, and J.A. is getting pretty decent money.
And that's about it. But everybody else is making probably barely over the league minimum.
Ben Zobrist might be making.
Yeah, because he's older.
Decent. Yeah, but he's not making what those other guys are making.
I don't remember the financial figures for his contract though. But yeah, I mean, the Jason Hayward's going to slot in real nice there for the next few years. I'm quite excited for it. I'll always root for Jason.
Always.
I know you will. He's your favorite player, so I look forward to great things from not just him, but that entire team. I know we're Braves fans, but we spent the first 15 minutes talking about the Cubs.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, but when your team has only won literally a handful of games,
yeah,
sandwiched in between two lengthy losing streaks,
yeah,
you kind of have to find other teams to watch or not watch baseball at all, which would be like the worst thing ever.
And I can't do that. So.
Since we were talking about the rotation in Chicago, and there's something that seems to be an issue going on in baseball right now.
Are we talking about the ace in Chicago and the second baseman in Miami?
Yeah, and I don't know what position Chris Colabello plays. I've seen him play first. I've seen him play left.
Yeah.
So he's probably kind of a utility guy. PEDs seem to be rearing their ugly head again.
Okay. Before we start this, I just want to say, I'm not saying Jake Arrieta isn't using PEDs. I don't know. Okay? But what I am going to say is I'm so sick of the fact that just because somebody performs well, we automatically have to put that asterisk on it that's like they have to be cheating.
Yeah, we just... Well, not we, because we don't necessarily think that people just cheat.
Me and you don't, but general society.
Yeah, especially
baseball
analysts and writers. That's the first thing they go to. Jake Arrieta was a guy that struggled in Baltimore, but has seemed to find a home in Chicago, and maybe that's what's contributing to his success more so than outside factors.
Yeah,
he doesn't necessarily need. I mean, the guy.
Sometimes you just need a location, a change of scenery.
Yeah, and he throws high 90s. He's got good stuff.
And it's high 90s. Anytime you're throwing over 90, you're giving pretty decent gas. But he's throwing at he topped out at 95 the other day.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's not like he's up there throwing 98 for 8 innings. You know, I mean, 95 is a very. I was telling somebody about this the other day. Their kids throwing 95 in high school. Now, if a major league hitter can't hit 95, then that's on them.
Yeah, that's on the hitter, not necessarily the pitcher. Jake
Arrieta has location. Do PEDs help with location?
No.
I don't believe so.
No.
You know what I mean?
Never taken any myself. I'm a beanpole kind of guy, so I wouldn't know.
But apparently it doesn't change that. Is D.
I bet when D takes his shirt off, he's ripped. Man. I bet he looks like a miniature Barry Bonds. Okay. I'm going to continue to make that connection until something. I don't know what has to happen for me to stop making that connection, but it's just too coincidental that Barry just ends up in Miami and D's pot for steroids. That's ridiculous. Okay. Well, it's coincidental and weird.
It's coincidental. That's it.
And weird.
Barry has never been proven to be using steroids, so
we don't need a positive test.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we do.
Whose head grows several inches? Why would a man have to change hat sizes if he wasn't on something?
Same reason one would have to change condom sizes.
Nope. You're kind of just given that, and it's stuck with you for the rest of your life.
No.
I'm not going to switch to extra small condoms tomorrow just because.
I mean,
I'd have to literally lose my penis.
I mean,
or a significant
point is he never got caught using steroids, so.
No, you're right.
Is this not America? Is it not the land of innocent until proven guilty? That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be.
The other way around. Well, guilty until proven innocent.
That's not what it's supposed to be, though.
Well, lots of things aren't the way it's supposed to be, Ricky. You just have to deal with it and admit that Barry had some help.
He didn't.
Barry was a fantastic baseball player, but something changed in him. Something.
I'm not giving that up. I'm sorry. I'm just not giving you the satisfaction. You will never hear me say that.
Back to the original topic.
Yeah,
do you think that steroids or performance-enhancing drugs are going to become a problem in baseball again? Because this is 2 guys in the last week that have been popped.
I'll say this, and I think that we've said it before. Mm-hmm. You get caught once, lifetime ban.
I agree. I definitely agree.
That's the only way you're going to start. That's the only way you're going to stop it.
Yeah, because the 80 games. I don't know. I want to say that they still get paid.
They don't.
They don't get paid.
No, because I think D's going to lose around 1.6 million. But the rest of his contract is still guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. And he signed a $50 million extension there in Miami.
And that starts next year. Mm. So
he's just losing from whatever money he was going to make this year, which I'm not sure what it was. I don't have any figures.
Wasn't $10 million.
No.
You know, so if you want to police it, you get caught once. That's it.
You're 100% right. And I haven't really read any of the articles yet, but I've seen a bunch of them saying that this whole PED issue is going to be brought up amongst the players' union.
Yeah, I saw that. Because Justin Verlander is one guy that hates.
He is anything outraged about PEDs. He said shit on Twitter and didn't bleep it out. He is very upset with the whole testing process. A lot of players are.
And the funny thing is because you look at Justin Verlander and you kind of look at him as a guy, he came into the league throwing 97 in the 8th inning, right? Mm-hmm. No way this guy's using PEDs.
No.
Out of the way that he's a shell of himself, really.
Yeah, he's not the same Justin Verlander that won, back-to-backs. No, he didn't win back-to-back Cy Youngs. But
he did throw. By no means, though, is he slot. Like, I'd still take him in my rotation.
He's still a fantastic pitcher. I mean,
but he's not what he was.
He's still the ace there in Detroit. I mean, Anibal Sanchez isn't doing much, but...
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad pitcher, but I really just feel like if these 2 guys have both been suspended in the last week, I feel like there's more to come. Those 2 can't be the only ones that failed drug tests.
No, and I doubt it. But dude, these guys.
Not only that, but we had what was his name from New York? Henry Mejia.
Yeah.
He was given a lifetime ban in the offseason for his 3rd failed drug test. So,
but that's the thing; it doesn't need to get to 3, man. Mm-hmm. There's no reason Alex Rodriguez should be still playing baseball and hit his 2nd home run in 2 straight games tonight.
Yeah, because he admitted to it.
There is no way, man,
and none. He should be gone.
But this way that I just don't understand why they haven't made it a lifetime ban. It's to prevent cheating.
And it's probably something to do with the players' union, whatever agreement they've got in place now.
But even as players, you shouldn't want to allow one of your peers to cheat.
You're right. And I think that's what a lot of them are getting upset about. I know I've read a couple quotes where they were like, where people were saying, where players were saying, the guys, this appeal process and everything isn't fair. These guys are still being allowed to play when they're caught, like they were in spring training, and they shouldn't be allowed to play once they test positive.
Right.
Which is something I agree with. If you test positive, that's it. That's when your suspension should start.
Right. You can appeal it all you want,
but you should still
your suspension
miss
should
those 80
start.
games.
You start missing. If the appeal gets overturned, then you come back right there. But you miss those games.
And maybe they can still play those spring training games because those mean literally 0.
Yeah.
Those are tryout games for a lot of minor leaguers.
Heck, maybe even if the appeal gets overturned or you can reimburse them for those games they missed. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Set it up some kind of way. but we have to get it, man, because guys aren't afraid of missing 80 games anymore.
They're not, obviously.
You know, that's not gonna make anything change. And me being one of those guys that's kind of an old-fashioned, traditional kind of guy when it comes to baseball, man, I do not want PEDs in my game. I really don't.
And I'm right there with you. That's one thing that should, in all sports, really. Yeah. But with baseball being one of the strictest drug testing policies in all of sports, I think that they should really go ahead and set the example. I know the Olympics is really the only other organization that rivals the drug testing policy in baseball.
Yeah.
And that's because those are world-class athletes, and I feel like we should hold our baseball players to the same standards.
Yeah.
You're playing on the highest level in the world.
Cheating.
Yeah. You're playing on the highest level in the world. If you're not good enough to hack it here, you have to just deal with that. Like, so many of us already have come to the realization we're not going to be professional athletes. I came to that realization a long time ago. Actually, I haven't given up on the fact that I can still play in the U.S. Open. That's a possibility. But Royals lost again. But yeah, I don't think that they should be given second chances anymore.
No.
We've had guys like Ryan Braun lie about it, then get caught. So,
or even if you know, and maybe, hey, they can get a second chance, but make the first time you get caught, you're banned for a year. I mean, you're out of the league for a year.
Yeah,
second time.
And when you say out of the league, I want to further expand on that. I mean, no contact with the team.
No, nothing.
You're not allowed on facilities. Nothing. It should be a kind of almost a temporary. It would show you what a lifetime ban would feel like.
You're laid off.
You would be You would be the Pete Rose. You would be turned into Pete Rose. We see what baseball's done to him, mostly because he's done it to himself.
Even Pete Rose, though, we got a guy who did not even cheat the game.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? You can argue about, the morals and ethics of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a guy who got over 4,000 hits the right way. Played every game the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're going to ban this guy, and we have guys that are literally being caught red-handed.
They are trying to gain an unfair advantage on the rest of their competition, which is something that Pete Rose never did. And he is blackballed from the game.
And I love D. Gordon.
Yeah.
You know this.
Well, I just kind of found out how deep your love for him runs.
Well, okay. But
Yeah, now I know.
But he essentially just got 3 months vacation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, whatever. Who cares? He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back, shortly after the All-Star break? And, I mean, that's not right. I mean, baseball has to do a tougher job cracking down. And I don't know when the next collective bargaining agreement will be. But I'm sure it will be something that's brought up.
It has to be. If we want to change anything, if we want our game to be better, it has to be brought up.
And I think we've gotten past the point where we need 20 guys to have 50 home run seasons like we did in the late 90s.
Right.
We don't necessarily need that anymore. I've enjoyed baseball a lot the last few years where it's been a pitching dominant league.
That's what I was about to say. I love the age of pitching. Man.
Yeah. I mean, we are seeing guys like Jake Arrieta, like Clayton Kershaw, Mad Bum, Jose Fernandez, who are just absolutely killing it out here. And it's fun to watch. It's really fun to watch these guys go out and show why they are the best at what they do.
It makes things exciting, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I can ramble on about that forever. So we should probably go to the next topic, whichever one that is on the docket.
Okay, well, we've got one, but since we were talking about making baseball great, it's something we didn't talk about last week.
Okay.
I don't think we talked about it while we were recording. The whole Bryce Harper make baseball fun again. I know it's a little late and people have already talked about it to death.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the bat flip. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. No, me too.
I think that's something we see other guys in other sports. Cam Newton, a prime example. He gets to celebrate. We all know the dab. We all know the dancing and the smiling.
He's having fun.
He's having fun. And it's fun. It was fun to watch, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big Cam Newton fan anyways. I thoroughly enjoyed watching him on Sundays because he was having so much fun with it. I'd love to see the players in my favorite sport be able to do the same thing without having the fear of being thrown at, which is potentially career-ending, depending on where they're hit.
Well, okay. It sounds like this is where me and you are going to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
What about baseball isn't fun? Like, what has allowed Bryce Harper to not have fun playing baseball?
Well, like I said, the fear of being thrown at because of unwritten rules.
So that's new?
No, it's not new. But I think that's something that maybe these unwritten rules need to be revised.
No, because baseball has always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you thought it was fun at one time, it's the same game. Now you're just getting upset because people are throwing it because these are grown men and they don't like being shown up. You know what I mean? They're not throwing at his head.
No, but
okay, they're gonna hit him in the leg.
But still, throwing at a guy because he beat you, that's not right.
Okay, no, it's not right. I'm not saying it is right.
Do you remember the game? Back to Cam Newton. Do you remember the game where the Titans were playing the Panthers? And the Titans were getting all rowdy because Cam Newton kept scoring and dancing and doing his little first down celebrations.
Yeah, if you don't want me to dance, don't let me score.
Don't let me do it. Yeah. So if you don't want a guy to pimp his home run, guess what? You got to stop him from hitting a home run.
If you don't want me to hit you, don't pimp it.
That's not fair.
I mean,
is that they should be allowed to celebrate.
It's a difference between celebrating and being disrespectful. And I want to get this straight. I played baseball for the majority of my life. Did I disrespect a couple of pitchers in my day? Yes. Yes, I did. Now that I coach baseball, if a kid disrespects my pitcher, you want to know what I tell my pitcher? You don't have to hit him, but back him up off the plate. Make him a little loose in that box.
That's definitely no way to teach kids coming up.
I mean, that's
we want to teach kids.
That's the way I was taught the game. That's the way I've always seen the game. That hasn't changed, man. So that's what I'm saying. Why all of a sudden try to change what's been there? The game is fine. The game is fun. You can have fun. Baseball. You can hit a cock shot. Barry used to do it all the time. You want to know why Barry didn't get thrown at? At least later, I know he didn't. When I was watching him, you want to know why he didn't get thrown at?
Literally just walking him the 3 other times he come to the plate. So, I mean, it was either hit him or put him on in 4 pitches.
Yeah, but he didn't get thrown at because Barry would hit his home run and watch it. And you can walk. Walk isn't one thing, but when you hit it, and then you step like Jose Bautista, my favorite bat flip I've ever seen. God, I would have been waiting for him to come back in the box if I was on the mound.
Well, I mean, again, if you don't want that to happen, you know what? Make a better pitch. You don't have to come at my guy the next time I'm in the box because he beat you. If I was coaching baseball, I would tell my kids, we're gonna have to, but I would tell my kids, hey, don't suck this next inning. Don't let that happen to you again. I feel like that's the thing you tell your kid, not back them off the plate a little bit. Especially 14 through 17-year-olds that you're coaching?
16.
Okay, 14 through 16. These are still impressionable youths. Street youths, as one of my favorite fictional characters would say.
Man, I'm sorry, but that's just a part of the game, I feel like. and the fact that Bryce Harper did start that whole make baseball fun again thing. If baseball wasn't fun, he wouldn't have gotten this deep into it. The game hasn't changed from when he was a little kid. It's the same thing. He's still crushing home runs left and right.
You're right.
So, I don't know what he means.
I don't know. I just feel like bat flipping, if you want to skip the first base when you just hit a 3-run shot, go up late in the game.
Because by what you're saying, by your logic and what you're saying, what Carlos Gomez did. Oh, you didn't have a problem with that.
I had zero problem with Braves or not. I had zero problem with what Carlos Gomez did to Paul Maholm. You know what? Paul Maholm left a fastball right over the middle of the plate.
You're right.
That Carlos Gomez, if you remember, missed the first time he left it over the plate.
Yeah.
Because that was like the second or third pitch of that at bat.
It was the second one.
Yeah. So he made a mistake once.
And then
lived to tell about it. And then made the same mistake again.
Yeah.
That was his own fault.
I just don't see Carlos Gomez as at zero fault in that, though.
I see him as zero fault.
Because if we could look at it, just everything about it was so... It was just too much, man.
Now, Paul Maholm and Carlos Gomez had
a history, yeah.
Where things had happened before. Paul Maholm had thrown at him. Carlos Gomez had hit multiple other home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
definitely a history there. And maybe that's why he was so passionate about it. I'm almost 100% sure that's why he was so passionate.
And again,
you know the history that you have with somebody. So
yeah, Chipper Jones could tell you just about any at bat he had off of any pitcher. I've heard him quote certain situations.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, if you ask him who he hit that home run off of when he fouled the first one,
yeah,
and then literally hit one like 25 feet further left, like the next pitch, like I'm pretty sure he could tell you exactly who it was off of. I can. It was Jonathan Papelbon. I'll never forget it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's okay to do things like that. You should be able to pin home runs. Were you upset with the Jose Fernandez one?
No.
Why not?
That one was more a personal reason, though.
Why not?
I got pretty personal with that one.
Why not?
Because I love Jose Fernandez.
But it was against our Braves.
Listen.
Okay.
I love Jose Fernandez. That was the last game he was going to pitch in. They were at home. We couldn't hit. He hits a fucking tank. And he definitely didn't do it as bad as Carlos Gomez did.
Nah, but for a pitcher to do it
makes it that much more funny.
I was okay with it as well. I have no problem with it.
Jose Fernandez doesn't hit home runs. He don't know how to act. Just like when you give me money. I don't know how to act. I've never had it.
You're right.
Carlos Gomez, he hit, 31 year? He's hit home runs before.
He's a home run hitter.
He knows what he's doing. So, he just...
And I feel like the more home runs you hit, the more right you earn to do stuff like that. And again, we're just going to have to agree to disagree on this topic.
I mean,
I just wanted to get your opinion on it. And since we've had a more serious show today, we're going to end on a lighter, fluffier note with something that is hypothetical. MLB Expansion is more than likely coming, definitely within our lifetimes, barring catastrophe.
Right.
And I just wanted to get your idea on 2 cities that may be good for MLB Expansion.
Well, I'll give one and you'll give one, right?
No, I want one in the AL, one in the NL from you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't really matter because your location doesn't really...
No, but I mean, each team or each league would have to get one.
Okay. Well, okay, so I'll give 2. I'll put one in Jackson, Mississippi. Sentimental reasons. Just so I can go see baseball when I go visit my family.
They do have a minor league team, the Jackson Generals.
Yeah. They also have a college who got in a fight when I was down there on a recruit trip. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, it was an all-out brawl, man. It was ridiculous.
All
The
right,
reason
so-
why I didn't want to go to an HBCU. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, exactly.
One in Jackson, Mississippi. There'll be. Hold on, let me
That's
think of.
like the heart of Braves country, though.
Yeah, for now.
You're right, but still.
It's because
traditionally that's the heart. Like that, Braves country extends from like Mississippi up to Virginia.
Because who else is here? It extends from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Because who else is here?
I mean, nobody.
There is literally not one team from here to North Carolina
or teams
to.
Well, there's not much north of
Tennessee.
Yeah.
There's nobody else here. So yeah, no, it's Braves country. I understand that, but you asked me a question, so I'm gonna answer. And I'd put one in somewhere in New Mexico.
Okay, those are interesting.
I'd throw them in
Any
the AL.
idea for team names?
No. The New Mexico Wetbacks.
I'm sorry. That's incredibly offensive.
I'm
terrible.
So sorry, and we are on a. I apologize.
Strike that from the record.
I don't have any names.
Okay.
I don't.
You should have just said that and moved on. My two would be I'd give Montreal another team. They are an extremely passionate baseball city.
Okay.
When they had an exhibition game there, they filled the stadium for I think 2 or 3 games. So they really love baseball and they miss their expos.
I'm sure.
And honestly, if I was the commissioner, I would talk to Jeffrey Loria, who I think owns the not Jeffrey Loria, whoever the Nationals owner is. I would talk to him and see if there's any way you could give them that name back. If you own the rights to it, give them the Expos back. And I'd put the other one in Las Vegas.
I actually was going to say
Las Vegas would be a fantastic professional sports city. I think every league in America should have a sports team in Las Vegas.
I was thinking Las Vegas, but I was also thinking Las Vegas might be too much of a tourist. Because I don't think Orlando is a great place for a sports franchise. I don't know if wherever Disney is in California.
Anaheim?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Anaheim's only got the Angels.
Yeah.
I mean...
And Orlando's only got the Magic.
Yeah, the Magic were one of the best players we've seen in baseball in a long time. I'm picking the Angels all day. And
what does it have to do with anything?
I mean,
we're just talking about tourist towns with teams. Okay,
the one putting a team down there was just in Orlando was just dumb to begin with.
Not when you got somebody like Shaq coming.
They didn't know he was coming.
Yeah,
they had to tank, or they didn't tank. They just did. They were bad on accident, I guess. But they didn't know Shaq was coming when they fucking made the team down there in Orlando.
BTW, you should definitely watch that 30 for 30.
It was fantastic.
Was awesome, right?
But I think Las Vegas would be a very good city. Mostly because of tourism. There's always people in Las Vegas. People don't just not go to Las Vegas.
But they go to Las Vegas for so many other things.
You're right, but if you put more things there for them to do,
there is such thing as overcrowding.
And maybe you're right. Maybe it's something that I haven't looked fully into, and I probably should. But yeah, Las Vegas and Montreal would be my two, definitely.
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
Because I swear I was thinking about saying Las Vegas.
And actually, the owner of the Raiders, Mark Davis, I think is his name, Al Davis' son, obviously. Mm-hmm. He's actually looked into getting a stadium built there in Las Vegas so he can move the Raiders there. So it could be happening sooner rather than later.
I mean, it might. And if it works out, it works out. But I just don't know if it'd be the best decision. Oh, and just to clarify which leagues I'd go AL Las Vegas, put them in, well, they'd probably have to realign divisions and everything. They'd make 3 4-team divisions, or 4 4-team divisions, since there'd be 16 in each league. And I'd put Montreal back in the National League, which I feel like that could make a good rivalry again. The Braves and Expos had a thing going. They did in the early '90s, and I'd like to see that come back. I put the New Mexico team in the AL because I wanted to be full of Hispanics. Oh my god! And I feel like they need to be better. They'll be better. And I want the team in Mississippi to be in the National League. And I think we're going to have to sign off in a second.
But Ricky's going to